Jelly Roll and his wife Bunnie XO are one of the biggest couples in country music right now. Their path to love and marriage hasn't exactly been the smoothest ride, but it's a beautiful story with a happy ending that might really surprise you. According to Jelly Roll, they met in a very unlikely place to find true love. As he tells the story, he was working at a club where plus-sized men removed their clothes and danced for tips. Apparently, the place was named Chip and Wales, which is a clever play on another one of those clubs with dancers with a considerably different body type. Jelly Roll said that what made this club different is that the models would start without clothes, then put clothing on as they got tipped. But don't believe everything you hear, especially not from this jokester, because that story is just something funny he says when people ask how they met. I have to give him credit though, because it's definitely funny, and he might be on to a new business idea. The real story, and the one that Bunnie would much prefer him to start telling, is a lot more romantic. Jelly Roll was opening up at the Las Vegas Country Saloon on Fremont Street in downtown Las Vegas. He and Bunnie crossed paths and immediately hit it off when they locked eyes. And Bunnie even said that she fell in love with the saddest eyes in the room. But Bunnie wasn't at the show alone. Jelly Roll said that she was with a real jerk that night, and they both even came backstage. Eventually though, her date left. But before Jelly Roll could shoot his shot, he got a surprise, because Bunnie made the first move. Apparently the two of them had mutual friends, and Bunnie asked to be connected with Jelly. Jelly didn't hesitate to respond and said that he was going to be coming out to film some video content. Bunnie seemed responsive and encouraged him to visit. Jelly was living in his van at the time, so leaving immediately wasn't exactly an issue for him. But it was much more than just a base level physical attraction between them. The romance got a lot deeper than that. Jelly said that as soon as he first hugged her, he felt a deep connection. He said that he could feel the genuineness of her soul, which is just incredibly sweet. Jelly also knows that they look like a little bit of an odd pairing to the outside world, especially since they have a 6-year age gap and considerably different body types. But Jelly doesn't mind people staring at them in public. Apparently, he couldn't care less about what anybody says or thinks. In fact, he thinks one of the things people always assume is downright hilarious. Because he's a music superstar, he says that folks will see the two of them out and assume she's a gold digger. Bunnie doesn't like that at all. That accusation makes her furious and really charges her up. But Jelly thinks it's funny for one very key reason. When he first met Bunnie, he was homeless and living out of a 1996 conversion van. Jelly says that if anyone was digging for gold at the time, it was definitely him. He was couch surfing, and then he finally made it into the bedroom, which was pretty much a major life upgrade. But Jelly has found so much more in this relationship than just a place to sleep. He says that Bunnie is a selfless person, which is so rare to find. When you've had the life that Jelly has had, you appreciate that kind of thing even more. And you never want to let go of a good thing when it comes your way. Before they crossed paths, Jelly was a broke musician who was down on his luck. He also comes from a tough background, having grown up in a mobile home community with a mom who had serious struggles with addiction as well as with her mental health. His father had a hard life working as a meat salesman, and Jelly even struggled with the judicial system. He was in and out of being incarcerated for the better part of a decade. But Jelly got a wake-up call when his baby girl, Bailey Ann, who is now 14, was born. He finally realized that he had to make some serious changes when in 2008, a guard knocked on his cell door to tell him that his daughter had been born on that day. That's not exactly the way you want to find out about the birth of your child. Jelly says that Bunnie has helped him raise his daughter, and they've had custody of her for the last 9 years. And he knows that it takes a real selfless person to do the incredible hard work of raising a child that you didn't even birth, and to love them like they're your own. But since they've got married, Bunnie is much more than just a stepmom to Bailey Ann. She's now the stepmom to Jelly's son, Noah. Either way, it makes sense that these two found each other and connected, because Bunnie has had a checkered past too. She definitely doesn't come from an upper class world of privilege. Before meeting the love of her life, she was a high school dropout. Fortunately for her, she was able to build a platform on YouTube and kickstart her career. She's actually an exotic model, a real one. Not like the kind Jelly Roll jokes about being back in the day. She even has a successful podcast, the Dumb Blonde Podcast. Clearly, she's able to have a sense of humor about herself, since she's far from dumb, all things considered. Especially since she saw the potential in Jelly back when he was living in a van. The happy couple, who has been married for over 6 years, got married in a pretty random fashion that totally fits with their whole vibe and love story. They were at a concert for Yellow Wolf and Deftones. Not exactly music you consider super romantic. Jelly went on stage and asked Bunnie Bunnie if she'd marry him. And because it's Vegas, they were able to make that dream a reality pretty quickly. It was 11 p.m. at the time, and the courthouse was still open for another 45 minutes or so. They impulsively just ran over there and made it official. It sounds crazy, but when you find someone who is just as crazy as you are, you might as well marry them right away. Jelly knows that a lot of people never imagined they'd make it, especially considered that they got married at midnight in Las Vegas, which probably means an even higher divorce rate than most marriages. And Jelly admits to having had a few too many drinks that night, but they've proved everyone wrong and are still going strong to this day. Jelly says that it was the wildest decision he's ever made, but it also turned out to be the best decision. Jelly says that Bunnie is his best friend. She knows that she's supported him and been instrumental in getting his music career up and going. And when someone's been with you through the hard times, you know they're really in it for the right reasons. Jelly also says that Bunnie has a really goofy side to her, and clearly he really connects with that aspect of her personality since he's a little goofy too. A while ago, Jelly took some time on social media to reflect on where they were when they got married. They were both struggling to find their way in life and coming out of toxic relationships, which is a hard place to be when you're with someone new. But instead of letting that drive them apart, their similarities only forged a stronger bond between them. In the comments under his post, Bunnie responded by saying that she always knew how special he was. She said that she was so proud of him and happy that the world got to appreciate him as well. Bunnie said that never in her wildest dreams did she ever think that the two of them would be able to manifest this incredible life they'd fantasized about way back when. But they're still together, and it looks like their story won't be coming to a close anytime soon. But what do you guys think? Do you like Bunnie and Jelly as a couple? And was Jelly Roll a gold digger for wanting to move out of his van? Let me know in the comments below.